All right, so we've looked at markers that specifically have to do with processes in the body. Let's talk about one that doesn't necessarily, well, it can have something to do with it, but it also kind of has something to do with your intake of nutrition. You have things like vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B, all those things that are impacted by either sunlight, nutrition, things like that, that you can look at and you can check and you can go, okay, well, if we just increase some foods, then those should go up. Maybe there's a process that's malfunctioning in the body, but a lot of times it's just because you're not eating enough of a thing.
Yep.
Ferritin is one of those things, but I'm sure there's something I'm missing as to why ferritin is also important.
Yeah.
Ferritin you can get from, of course, foods and other things, but why is ferritin?
Ferritin measures the iron storage in the body. So it's not measuring iron itself, it's measuring how much iron is stored. And low ferritin is how you can find anemia. So iron affects a lot of things. One major thing it affects is thyroid. So a lot of times you'll see females with heavy periods, they will end up with low ferritin. Now they're anemic, always cold, falling out, thinning, and that's an iron thing. But it goes back to the thyroid also as being impacted by that low ferritin. So women with heavy periods, you know that that's something that comes in. Our clinicians are immediately going to want to see what their ferritin is. And then, they're always going to say, well, how's your hair? And then like, are you always cold? And then, a lot of times we're looking at thyroid. So if a female wants to get off thyroid meds, one of the first things I look at is where's their ferritin. It's like 90% of the time it's low. And when you're under 16, that's when you can usually get a doctor to give you an infusion. Up until that point, they generally won't. And then what we do is we'll use like an iron bisglycinate, maybe more cream of rice in the diet, maybe more spinach. You can use liver if you'll eat it, or take liver tablets. And then extra vitamin C with it will help it store. That's a big piece that people miss. They'll take the iron, but they won't take vitamin C with it. Vitamin C will help it store. So, I've moved women who were just borderline 17, couldn't get an infusion, up into the 40s and 50s just by using iron bisglycinate, changing some foods in their diet and giving them vitamin C. And then the energy immediately comes back, because when they're anemic, their energy is super drained. Like everything is a big ordeal and a big deal, even just trying to get to the gym or do anything. So that marker is really important. Now, on the flip side, if you see it high, that can mean that they're taking in a very high iron diet. But many times it means there's inflammation in the body. You don't always just have to have a high CRP, which I think we might talk about. You have iron and ferritin can show, and when that's high, usually they're inflamed somewhere. Something's going on. And so the body's in a systemic inflammation. So it can tell us that too. Now, again, I do always ask, hey, are you taking iron? Are you taking a lot of vitamin C? Are you eating a ton of like just red meat? Like if you eat red meat daily and you eat a lot of vitamin C, that could put you high in iron, so you might not be inflamed. It's just, too high. Some people who maybe they, because liver is really one of the superfoods, maybe they eat a lot of it and it's high. So ask those questions, but generally most of the time they're high, and the answers to most of those questions are no, and it's inflammation. So we know there's something causing inflammation within the body. So it can tell you a lot.
Very good.